Live in a world obsessed with speed, a world where everyone is chasing fast money, quick flips, and overnight success, scrolling through stories of people who claim they turn nothing into millions in a matter of months. And it creates this illusion that wealth is supposed to happen quickly, that if it's not happening fast enough, then you're doing something wrong. But what if the truth is the exact opposite? What if the greatest wealth is built slowly, quietly, almost invisibly over time? What if the people who truly understand money are not the ones making noise, but the ones who are patiently letting time do the work for them? Because that is exactly how the empire of Warren Buffett was built. Not through constant trading, not through chasing trends, but through a simple, almost boring idea that most people overlook. And that idea is compound interest, a concept so powerful that Albert Einstein allegedly called it the eighth wonder of the world. And yet most people never truly experience its power because they either don't understand it or they don't stick with it long enough to see it work. And to understand why compounding is so powerful, you have to shift the way you think about money, because most people think in straight lines. They think if I invest this amount, I will get a proportional return. But compounding doesn't work in straight lines. It works in curves. It works in exponential growth, which means the real magic doesn't happen at the beginning. It happens later. It happens when your money starts generating its own money. And then that new money starts generating even more money. And suddenly growth begins to accelerate in a way that feels almost unreal. Imagine you invest $10,000 and it grows at 10% per year. After 1 year, you have $11,000. After 2 years, $12,100. After 3 years, $13,310. And at first it doesn't seem life-changing. It feels slow, almost disappointing. And that is exactly the point where most people give up because they expect immediate results. But what they don't realize is that compounding rewards those who are willing to wait, because if you continue that same investment over decades, not years but decades, the growth begins to accelerate and eventually it reaches a point where the gains in a single year can exceed what you originally invested. And that is when people finally notice it. But by then it has already been working quietly in the background for a very long time. And this is why time is the most important ingredient in building wealth. Buffett once said that someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. And that simple statement captures the essence of investing better than any complex strategy ever could. Because wealth is not about what you do today alone. It's about what you allow to grow over time. And most people underestimate time because they are conditioned to think short term. They want results in weeks, in months, maybe a year. But real wealth is measured in decades, and to truly understand this, you can compare two simple examples. Imagine John starts investing at the age of 25. He invests a modest amount every month and continues consistently. And then you have Michael, who decides to wait until 35 before he starts. Both of them invest the same amount. Both of them earn the same returns, but John ends up with significantly more wealth, not because he invested more money, not because he was smarter, but simply because he had more time. And that extra decade gives compounding more room to work its magic. And this is one of the hardest truths for people to accept, because it means the earlier you start, the easier it becomes, and the longer you wait, the harder it gets. And yet so many people delay investing because they think they need more money to begin. They tell themselves they will start when they earn more, when they have more stability, when the timing feels right, but the reality is the perfect time never comes, and the cost of waiting is far greater than the benefit of starting with a larger amount later. Because compounding doesn't care about how much you start with as much as it cares about how long you stay invested. And this is why the habit of investing is more important than the amount you invest. You could start with $50 a month, then increase it to $100, then $200 as your income grows, and over time that consistency becomes incredibly powerful because every contribution is another seed planted, another layer added to your financial foundation, and the longer those contributions remain invested, the more they grow. And one of the best ways to visualize this is to imagine a snowball rolling down a hill. At the top, the snowball is small, almost insignificant. You could easily ignore it. But as it rolls, it begins to gather more snow, it gets bigger, heavier, and it starts to move faster, and eventually it reaches a point where it becomes unstoppable, and that is exactly how compounding works. It starts small, it feels slow, but if you keep it rolling long enough, it becomes incredibly powerful. And this is where most people struggle, not because they lack intelligence, not because they don't have access to information, but because they lack patience, because patience is uncomfortable. It requires you to trust a process that doesn't show immediate results. Requires you to stay consistent even when it feels like nothing is happening. And in a world that constantly rewards speed and instant gratification, that is incredibly difficult. And this is why emotional control is one of the most important traits of successful investors. Because the market will test you, it will go down when you least expect it, it will create fear, uncertainty, doubt. And in those moments, your instinct will be to react, to sell, to protect yourself. But those who understand compounding know that short-term volatility is part of the journey, not a reason to abandon it. And Buffett's greatest advantage has never been that he knows something others don't. It's that he behaves differently. He remains calm when others panic. He stays invested when others exit. And he focuses on the long term when everyone else is distracted by the short term. And this mindset allows compounding to continue uninterrupted, because one of the biggest mistakes people make is interrupting compounding. They invest for a while and then they withdraw. They chase trends, they jump from one opportunity to another, always looking for something faster, something bigger, something more exciting. But every time they do that, they reset the compounding process, they go back to the beginning, and they lose the momentum they had built. And this is why consistency and discipline are far more important than finding the perfect investment. Because even an average investment held for a long time can outperform a great investment that is constantly bought and sold. And this is one of the simplest yet most powerful ideas in investing. That time in the market is more important than timing the market, because no one can consistently predict short-term movements, but anyone can benefit from long-term growth if they are willing to stay invested. And this brings us to another important idea, which is that wealth is not built through activity, it is built through discipline. Most people believe they need to constantly do something to trade, to react, to adjust, but in reality the best investors often do the least. They make thoughtful decisions, and then they allow those decisions to play out over time. And this is exactly how Buffett approaches investing. He looks for great businesses, companies with strong fundamentals, consistent earnings, and long-term potential. And once he finds them, he holds them, sometimes for decades, allowing compounding to do the heavy lifting. And this approach may seem too simple in a world that glorifies complexity, but simplicity is often what works best, because complex strategies can lead to overthinking, overtrading, and unnecessary risk, while simple strategies that are consistently applied can produce extraordinary results over time. And this is why the beauty of compounding is not just in the numbers, it's in the behavior it requires. It teaches patience, discipline, long-term thinking, and a level of emotional control that most people never develop. And this is where compounding becomes more than just a financial concept. It becomes a way of thinking, a way of approaching not just money but life itself, because the same principle applies beyond investing. The idea that small, consistent actions repeated over time lead to extraordinary outcomes. And once you understand that, you begin to see opportunities everywhere. Not just in markets, but in habits, in skills, in relationships, because everything that grows follows a similar pattern. Slow at first, almost invisible, and then suddenly undeniable. And this is why the second half of the journey is not about learning more strategies. It's about protecting the process you've already started. Because building wealth is one thing, but keeping it and allowing it to grow is something entirely different. And most people don't lose money because they lack knowledge. They lose money because they lack discipline when it matters most. Think about this. The biggest threat to your wealth is not the market. It's not inflation. It's not even a bad investment. It's your own behavior. It's the moment you panic and sell, the moment you chase something trendy, the moment you abandon your system because it feels too slow. And this is exactly why Buffett has always emphasized temperament over intelligence. Because you don't need a genius-level IQ to build wealth. You need the ability to stay rational when everyone else is emotional. And one of the most powerful ways to do that is to simplify your approach. Because complexity creates doubt, and doubt leads to hesitation, and hesitation often leads to poor decisions. But when your strategy is simple, when you understand exactly what you're doing and why you're doing it, it becomes much easier to stay consistent even during difficult times. This is why many long-term investors focus on a few key pillars, not dozens of strategies, not constant changes, but a small number of proven principles. Things like owning quality businesses, investing in broad market index funds, reinvesting dividends, and keeping costs low. Because over time, these simple actions compound into something powerful. And here's something most people don't realize. Fees can quietly destroy compounding just as much as bad decisions can. Because every percentage point you lose in fees is money that is no longer compounding for you, and over decades that difference becomes massive. It's the difference between reaching financial independence and falling short, and yet many people ignore this because it doesn't feel urgent, it doesn't feel exciting, but compounding works both ways, Just as gains compound, so do losses, so do fees, so do bad habits, and this is why attention to small details matters, not because they create immediate results, but because they shape long-term outcomes. And this is a theme you will see over and over again in Buffett's philosophy, the idea that small advantages consistently applied lead to extraordinary results. Now, another key idea that separates successful investors from everyone else is the ability to ignore noise, because we live in a time where information is everywhere. News, social media, predictions, opinions, and most of it is designed to capture your attention, not to help you build wealth. And if you're not careful, you can spend all your time reacting to noise instead of focusing on what actually matters. Markets go up, markets go down. Headlines change every day. But the underlying principle of compounding remains the same. It rewards consistency, not reaction, and this is why the most successful investors are often the ones who can tune out the noise and stay focused on their long-term plan. And this brings us to something even deeper, which is the idea of identity, because at some point building wealth stops being about what you do and starts becoming about who you are. Are you someone who chases trends, or are you someone who follows a system? Are you someone who reacts emotionally? Or are you someone who stays disciplined under pressure, because your identity will ultimately determine your results? If you see yourself as a long-term investor, as someone who values patience, discipline, and consistency, then your actions will naturally align with that identity. You won't feel the need to constantly check the market. You won't feel the urge to jump in and out of positions. You will understand that your job is not to outsmart the market, but to stay invested long enough for compounding to do its work. And this is where confidence comes from. Not from predicting the future, but from trusting the process, from knowing that if you continue to apply the same principles over time, the results will follow. And that kind of confidence is powerful because it allows you to stay calm in situations where others feel uncertain. Now let's talk about something that often gets overlooked, which is the role of income in the compounding process. Because while investing is important, your ability to consistently add to your investments can accelerate your results dramatically, and this is why focusing on increasing your income, whether through your career, skills, or business, can have a huge impact on your long-term wealth. Every additional dollar you invest is another seed planted, another opportunity for compounding to work. And when you combine growing income with disciplined investing, you create a powerful feedback loop. Your investments grow, your income grows, and together they accelerate your progress. But again, this only works if you stay consistent, if you resist the urge to spend everything you earn, if you continue to prioritize investing even as your income increases, because lifestyle inflation is another silent killer of wealth, the tendency to spend more as you earn more, leaving little room for investing, and over time that habit can prevent compounding from ever reaching its full potential. And this is why wealth is often less about how much you earn and more about how much you keep and invest, because the gap between income and expenses is what fuels your investments, and your investments are what fuel your future. And as you begin to see progress, even small progress, it becomes easier to stay motivated, because you start to realize that the system is working, that your efforts are not wasted, that every contribution, every decision, every moment of discipline is adding up, even if you can't see it yet, and eventually there comes a moment, a turning point, where the results become visible, where your portfolio starts to grow in a way that feels significant, where the compounding effect becomes undeniable. And this is the moment most people dream about, but few reach, not because it's impossible, but because they give up too early. They stop when it feels slow. They quit when it feels boring. They abandon the process right before it starts to accelerate. And this is why patience is not just important, it is everything, because the rewards of compounding are delayed. They come later, not sooner, and only those who are willing to wait get to experience them. So if there's one idea to take away from all of this, it's this: wealth is not built in bursts, it's built in layers. Small, consistent actions, repeated over time, guided by discipline, protected by patience, and powered by compounding. You don't need to start big. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to predict the future. You simply need to start, stay consistent, and give it time. Because in the end, the people who win are not the ones who move the fastest. They are the ones who never stop moving forward. And if you can commit to that, if you can embrace the slow, steady path, then what seems small today can become something extraordinary tomorrow, and what feels invisible now can eventually become impossible to ignore.